Stop destructive family relationships. Be the kind of mother every child deserves to have. Sara is only 5 years old, and what she's learned about family life is to search every room in the house to find a good hiding place. So if she hears any signs that her father is coming, she knows where to go. Sara has hid behind the couch many times and heard her father beating her mother. She's heard her mother beg her father to stop. And she's heard her father hitting her mom harder and harder until the words stopped and the sobbing stopped and her mother was silent. Sara didn't want to be anything like her mother. When she was 10 years old, her father had started forcing her to have sex with him. She would beg her mother for help. She would beg her father to stop, but it didn't work. She hated her mother for not protecting her. She was never going to be like her mother. But if you observe Sara at school, she was always making sure she did anything the teacher wanted. She did the homework quickly. She handed it in quickly. She always smiled at her teacher. She always asked her teacher if there was anything she could do to help. And she avoided being harmed by her schoolmates by eating her lunch in the bathroom so that the mean girls couldn't make comments about her poor clothes, so that the mean boys wouldn't be able to touch her body when she didn't want them to. Sara was going to be nothing like her parents, but she'd already learned to find places to hide, to keep her own feelings to herself, to avoid others in order to be safe. When Sara began to date at 15, it infuriated her father, so she loved it. She really didn't like Ted. He was domineering. He never cared about her opinions. They went where he wanted to go and did what he wanted to do. But he never hit her. And so it was perfect, especially because he liked to stay out late. And since her dad had to go to work early in the morning, this meant she was safe. When she went home, he would be asleep. Sara felt she was so different from her mother. What she didn't realize is that she'd learned to be submissive to the wishes of others, to not bring up her own opinions, to maybe not even know to herself what she wanted with her life, who she wanted to be. And this is because abused and neglected children often aren't taught the skills they need for understanding their own emotions. Sara was just hiding her anger. It was still inside her. She didn't know how to express it in a safe way, to explain to a partner why she was dissatisfied with something. She didn't know how to evaluate a person to decide if they were a safe person and a person who would listen to her point of view and care about who she was as a person, who would care about learning to be a good parent so they'd have the skills to shape a child's character, not just to either beat them or hide from their anger or their needs to learn how to be a controlled and healthy human being. Sara wanted to be a good mother. She needed to go to a counselor or therapist who was trauma informed, who understood family violence and could help her learn about her feelings, how to control them, how to express them, how to find safe environments where she could be seen, but she would still be safe, how she could evaluate the character of another adult so she could pick a partner who, like herself, didn't want any violence in the home and who would care about learning how to be a parent, who could shape a child's character to be resilient and happy, not just physically safe.